In this tutorial we're going to talk about the while function, and what a while function does is it will execute a block of code while a certain condition is being met. So to begin, we're going to create a new file. We're going to name it while.php, and we're going to do our opening and closing PHP tags. The syntax for a while function is essentially the same as a if function, only we're using while. For this example, we're going to use a number that while a number is below or equal to a certain value, it's going to print out the value of that number, of the variable that we're printing out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a number or a placeholder. We're going to call it I, and we're going to set I equal to 0. Inside while, we're going to say that while the variable I is less than or equal to, let's say, 10, then we're going to echo or print the value of I. Now what would happen here if you executed this is it would go into an infinity loop because the value of I is not changing. This means that I will never be greater than 10. Therefore, it will keep executing and executing in a never-ending loop, and your browser would probably freeze and you'd have to restart it. But what we'll do here is that after we echo or output the value of I, on the line below that, we're going to say that I plus plus. This is the PHP operator for increment, and what that will do is that every time this is executed, the value of I is going to increase by 1. So I's initial value is 0, and while the value of I is less than or equal to 10, is going to print I to the screen and then increment the value of I by 1. And just for organization's sake, I'm going to go ahead and add a break line variable here, just to where every time it prints it, it's going to go to the next line. So let's open up our browser here, and we'll go to the location of our file. This is going to be localhost/while.php, and here you can see it starts at 0 and it goes all the way to 10. And we can do this a number of ways. We don't have to say that it'll execute at 10. We can have it stop at 9 if we want it to. We can change the value of that to go to 10, or we can change our starting value to 1 and it'll count 1 through 10, which would also be the equivalent to this right here. And this comes in handy a lot whenever you're performing a function over and over again and don't want to have to go through there and type the same function 30 times. You can just have a while function, or it's called a loop, and it'll execute over and over again based on a certain input value while a certain condition is being met. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you later.